Welcome to the show, friend. If you are a regular viewer of the show, you know that we just finished almost 2 weeks of a very intense and, in my opinion, very moving interview with Joe Scheidler, one of the great heroes of the pro-life movement in America. We have been working, while that series was running, we've been working on our documentary and our TV series called What Would Muhammad Do? We're going to release it first as a TV series, and then we're going to release a little bit different version in theaters as a documentary, God willing. So we're going to show you the trailer later on in the program, but it's been good for me and perhaps some of you to just take deep breaths as the Republican primary season winds down, and to take maybe some entertaining breaths as the Democrat primary season winds down. Hillary is going to be the nominee unless she's indicted. I want to talk to you. First, we'll talk about Hillary and Bernie just a little bit, but I need to get to my friends and Donald Trump. So let's very quickly on Hillary. She is going to be the nominee. The only thing that would stop her is if the Obama people said, look, the Clinton powerhouse and the Obama powerhouse, they're the connections, the money, all of it, they're not the same people. There is a little bit of overlap, but they are not the same people by and large. And the Clintons want their political dynasty to go on. They want to be not just the first husband and wife to be presidents, but they want to be the kingmakers and those who choose the presidents as long as they live. That's what they want. They want a political dynasty. Obama's people don't want that. And there is the possibility that the Obama administration would go ahead and allow the FBI to make a recommendation of indicting Hillary over the email violations of the law, which there appear to be many, and then just letting that scuttlebutt happen long enough for the superdelegates and the people at the convention to say, you know, Uncle Joe is starting to look pretty good. Let's bring in Joe Biden to run. I know that it's a long shot. It's probably not going to happen, but it could happen. We'll see. In the meantime, it is somewhat entertaining to watch the news people shift their narrative. Okay? A month ago, the narrative was Donald Trump cannot possibly beat Hillary. Suddenly, the narrative has changed. Polling in swing states, Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, shows Trump is neck and neck or ahead. And if Trump carries those swing states, he could be the next president. So Hillary's people start to say, all right, let's rock him, sock him, let's go after him. And Hillary's people in George Stephanopoulos in the New York Times go after Trump on XYZ issue. And there was scuttlebutt about women in his life and 3 marriages and all of this stuff. So what does Trump do? Trump doesn't blink. Trump goes right for Hillary's throat and says she's a disaster because she enabled Bill to have these not only multiple affairs, but to abuse women. Okay, to abuse women. And as I told you, as I predicted, it didn't matter that during the primary season that ABC, CBS, NBC, and the New York Times were ignoring Trump's speech remarks on the stump where he was pummeling Hillary. It didn't matter, because once it came down to Hillary and to Trump, they are going to have to cover what Trump is saying. And that's what they're doing. They're starting to cover Trump discussing Bill Clinton being an abuser of women and Hillary Clinton, for political reasons, covering up his crimes and being mean and at some levels cruel to these women. And it's working because Hillary has horrible numbers with women. And she has really bad numbers with men. And so now, suddenly, the narrative has changed, and they're discussing Trump could be the next president. And we're seeing Hillary's lead in certain key states. Her lead is dropping steadily. And there's no new news here. But her numbers are dropping steadily. So I've got to take a break. When I come back, I want to talk to the Never Trump people. Please stick with me. Let me just talk to you. I know what it's like to feel that way. Never dull.